European Union opens borders to mass India migration would mother of all ideas. If you have this clip, Rob, press this clip. Go ahead. Watch this, folks.
Ventures. Finally, Prime Minister Narendra, we both know our greatest wealth are our people. That is why I'm so glad that we are signing an agreement on mobility. We will facilitate the movement of students, researchers, seasonal and highly skilled workers.
Sounds like Klaus Schwab.
And this is also why we are launching the first EU legal gateway office in India. It will be a one-stop hub to support Indian talent moving to Europe in full alignment with EU member states' needs and policies. This is good for our economies. This is good for the friendship between our people. And this openness benefits us all. As we conclude this 16th summit,
Rob, is she going to get to the point, or is this going to be like, I mean, just tell me what she's saying. Let me just read, guys. I don't know about you. Maybe you have more patience than me. What is she getting to, Rob? So, European Union has agreed to open its borders. Mass immigration from India has signed a bloc largest free trade agreement. EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said in a press conference in New Delhi alongside Prime Minister Modi on Tuesday that the bloc has agreed to a mobility scheme to allow the influx of students, researchers, seasonal and high-skilled workers from India into Europe. The EU chief has also said that Brussels will open a legal gateway office in India to help facilitate migrants move to Europe. This is good for economies. This is good for friendship between our people. This openness benefits us all, said von der Leyen. Despite the scale of the changes agreed, reports in a legacy media generally ignored or buried the migration aspect of the agreement. Reportedly heavily on the commitment trade agreement signed alongside India, already ranks among the top countries of origin for legal migration into the EU, with Indian nationals receiving the second most first-time residence permits among any nationalities in 2024, 192,000, only behind Ukraine at 295,000. According to Indian Prime Minister Modi, there are currently over 800,000 Indians living in the European Union. Tom.
Well, guess what, Pat? What you just said is exactly what's happening here. What Pat was just talking about 3 minutes ago was, you know, what is the left going to say? Oh, we need workers. We need this. This is what we need. This is go. Guess what? And by the way, who's speaking? Prime Minister of Germany, which is really the economic backbone of EU? No. Is this France? No. Is this all of the prime ministers coming together like a G7 type conference? No. It's Ursula von der Leyen. She is the unofficial president of the EU. And this deal has been cut, and it's you take a look at the birth rates in all those countries. You look at what's happened over there. This is the response, Pat. This is exactly what you were asking. They're saying, well, we need, what do we need? Seasonal labor, skilled labor, and we're going to allow students to come here. Exactly the categories that you're waiting for liberals in America to say, where are we going to get skilled labor? Where are we going to get it? This is it.
There's another factor.
This is the response, Pat. This treaty is the response.
There's another factor that matters a lot and wasn't mentioned by her and wasn't mentioned in the write-up either because people don't want to touch it. What does India have going for it? If you're going to make a mass migration deal, other than that they're the second biggest population, what do they have going for them? 14% of their population is Muslim. And what they have going for them is the big reason that people are migration averse right now is extreme Islamism, is that when Muslims are coming into societies, look, I don't like this. I do a lot of work to distinguish between extreme Islamism and being a Muslim, but
good luck.
We see these communities where extremism takes root. They change culture. They fight against culture. India doesn't have that as a mark against allowing them in right now, which is kind of an unspoken motivator. Why are you less worried if you hear Indians are coming in than you hear Bangladeshis are coming in, right? Which came from India, right? Because of the extreme Islamism risk. And that's something, too, that America is just starting, despite 9/11, just starting to wake up to, because we don't have a huge Muslim population here, really, relative.
You do in New York now.
And
we have it's a growing population, no question about it.
And Chris, significantly, it's also
uneven.
Uneven?
Yeah.
That's your synopsis of Mamdani?
Uneven, because it's too early to see the policy failures, but his early reads, kindness is not always really kindness, right? There's such a thing as tough love. You leave people out on the street who are not competent to make their own decisions, and then they die
10 of them.
because there's a storm. That's on you, brother.
Yeah.
And it's one thing to say, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, as if they want to be on the street. Leadership often is not about the softest, the gentlest sell, but it's going to take time for his policies to be put into proper context versus what he was saying. But he's not off to a great
I see
start.
he's asking for money. Are you prepared to donate to Mamdani's
No.
administration?
And I don't live in New York City.
Okay.
So you're good.
If you did,
I would have a much higher tax rate.
would you donate to Mamdani?
No.
Okay.
I don't believe in what he's about. I do believe in the affordability, in cost of living, whatever you want to call it. I would love to cover that all the time. I wish the algorithms were trained to reward members of Congress and influencers for talking about healthcare costs and why it's so expensive and why we need the ACA subsidies in the first place. But you don't need what comes along with it with him to get those policies.
Well, there's a game coming up called Super Bowl, right? And Seattle is going up against
New
England Patriots. And it's so funny because we can go through a whole different conversation with New England, with Bill Belichick. Maybe we'll do that all the way at the end because I'm sure we all have some opinions on Bill Belichick not making it into the Hall of Fame. Tom Brady said, if I have to come back and play with only one coach, I'm not picking anybody else but Bill Belichick. And the guy didn't make it, and 3 other coaches were first ballot Hall of Famers, but this guy didn't. But anyways, Patriots, Seattle Seahawks, while this is happening, you're watching it. And if you believe future looks bright, you may want to wear this gear that we're launching here today. Go ahead, Rob.
It starts with what you wear. Not just style, identity.
I like that you went with the British guy.
Built with precision.
Vinny.
From the curve of the brim to the weight of the fabric. Every detail matters because this isn't just apparel. It's confidence you put on, pride you represent, a statement without saying a word, where performance
You guys
meets
have your own
legacy.
flag football team?
This is more than gear. This is who we are.
All right, go to VTmerch.com,
okay,
folks.
Mano.
Good for Mano. Looking good.
Panda.
Go to VTmerch.com, place your order. Future looks bright. And by the way, Mano, right, used to play for the Chiefs. He's now here running VT Sports with Danny Canal. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.